Pittsburgh Steelers. This is your team. Go ahead.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers. They were fun because like you're trying to like overlook the fact that they're gonna get rid of a quarterback you like, Fields. Like I want them to have Fields, but they're clearly gonna move on. I don't want Russell Wilson there, so I was like, I gotta maximize this team in free agency and have the final cherry on top in the draft. So let's start here. Resign, extend, uh, running back Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren is one of the most underrated backs in the league, and I think with doing this and not doing Najee Harris, I'm thinking in the draft, this is a very running back heavy draft. So I feel like you keep Jalen Warren, who's kind of a master of all trades, kind of can or jack of all trades, master of none. So you sign Jalen Warren, so you have a baseline. So you at least have Jalen Warren in the backfield, a very very productive running back, not a workhorse, but a very good running back. Um, I mean, that's where I am at with Steelers now. Like Najee Harris, good, not great. And at this point, I think they've kind of. I would have had enough of Najee Harris there. I mean, are you? I'll keep one of them, right? Or would you let both go, or who would you keep?
Yeah, I think you got priced out of Najee Harris, and I think now with Jalen Warren still in the building, I think keep him there. I think you keep him there, and it just doesn't mean that you're done at running back, but it's clearly the identity of your team to run the ball. I think he's electric. I think he deserves more carries. Just you had another great back there in Najee Harris, but I think he's more than capable of leading the backfield alongside a rookie, and like we've talked about, a very deep running back draft. I love it. Yeah, I think definitely keep him around.
Yeah, and then you're losing a couple guards here, Herbig and James Daniels. So I think you bring in a nice stabilizing force, Kevin Zettler out of.
Hey.
Yeah, he's just gonna be he's like the most calm free agent signing of the whole of this whole period. It's gonna be Kevin Zettler because he's just a good non-drama guard, which is what obviously Pittsburgh has had problems for a while with obviously linemen. He's the opposite of that. He is just a non-drama good lineman. So
yeah, and of course you're talking about injuries. Like obviously Herbig and the other guys were not like dramatic off the field or in the locker room.
No, I'm saying because they were injured and they never kind of got on the same page a little bit. I think Zettler here.
Yeah.
Next to obviously you have some pretty good young offensive linemen there, so a nice veteran in that lineman room.
Yep.
Yeah, and then so you're losing a couple corners here, and you need someone opposite Jeremiah or Joey Porter Jr. And you signed cornerback Paul Adebo from the Saints. Was hurt last year, but is a solid young corner. And you have the cap space. You have 59 million, so you give them pretty good deal here. Get those corners solved because they've been trying to find another corner opposite Joey Porter for like ever since they drafted Joey Porter. So this is a nice guy. Have two young corners there and have that position locked down for the next 5 years. Like that's that they've been looking for that corner for a while.
Yeah, Paulson Adebo, I think he's in the category with like Christian Fulton and just good starting quarterbacks. So what Brandon Stevens from the Ravens, just good solid starting cornerbacks that are still young and possibly could outplay a pretty modest contract that they'll get this offseason. So I think it's exactly who you should shoot for. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then one of my moves here is let's finally do it. Let's stop teasing each other. Let's stop, sending text messages and not actually coming through. Let's just get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Go trade for wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk is a drama queen. Yeah, he's a very talented drama queen. And what are the Steelers good at? Honing in talented drama queen wideouts. So let's just bring him in. Him and George Pickens would form one of the better 1-2s in the AFC. Obviously not the best, but one of the better ones. And I think now with the price drop, obviously because of the torn ACL, it might not take a first. Now it might take a second or a third, so it's not as costly. Pair him with George Pickens. I think that's a very good 1-2 for the next quarterback.
Yeah, obviously we wanted this to happen a while ago, so it'd be a little bit anticlimactic at this point because now year older, way more expensive, and coming off an injury. But yeah, I think him going there also gives you some George Pickens insurance. Like if you come, in a year from now, if you don't think George Pickens is someone that you want to hand a 4 or 5 year, $30 million contract average, per year to, then you at least know that if you let him walk or you trade him, you got Brandon Ayuk there, and the cupboards are not bare. And so I think I think it makes sense in a lot of different ways. I want to know who the quarterback's going to be. I guess we'll that's still a question ever since Big Ben. But yeah, I think getting a brand new in the building, that's the way to go.
Yeah, and it'll give you a different look. Obviously, last year you tried out Mike Williams, Van Jefferson got a shot. It's just like these guys let's just solve it. Let's stop doing patchwork and just solve it. And then in the draft here, I have them starting over at quarterback. Let's reset the clock. Let's make it brand new. Let's be able to afford Ayuk, afford these high price free agents because we're gonna draft quarterback Jackson Dart. Accurate, moves better than people think. A draft riser, Senior Bowl star. I think him here in a run first offense where he doesn't have to do a lot, play action. You get in this scenario, you have Pickens down the field, Ayuk over the middle, Freiermuth over the middle. You would have Jaylen Warren, and you draft running back in the second round. A good scenario for Jackson Dart to come into. No pressure really to become a top flight quarterback. Just operate the system, which Russell Wilson was able to do. So any quarterback could be able to do the system. So let's bring Jackson Dart in here, reset the old quarterback clock, and start over.
Yeah, I like Jackson Dart until I saw you mock him to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then all I saw was Kenny Pickett 2.0. Like I don't know why. As soon as I saw you had him going to the Steelers, I just thought, no, never mind. I'm out on Jackson Dart. But yeah, I mean, you do got. I think you do got to take a shot here. I like Quinn Ewers. I like a lot of the kind of dart throw quarterbacks in the draft this year, actually, and Jackson Dart for sure among those. Physically talented because you're going to have to throw through some wind up there, through some cold and all that. So you want a big, strong quarterback, and that's what Jackson Dart is. And sure, why not?
Yeah. So in this scenario, they restart it. They keep the more explosive running back. They gain wideout depth, and they put a nice offensive guard there in front of Jackson Dart. This would be a nice, solid team. Yeah.